On today's show, we're diving into the Creality BL-Touch Edition. Stay tuned. Hey, welcome back to the first layer. If this is your first time here, this is a show that explores the world of 3D printing. My name's Richard Cleveland, and I'm going to be your guide through this journey as we dive into the Creality BL-Touch editions today here on the first layer. We've got a lot to cover, so we're going to jump right into it. But first, before we do that, if you're new here and you haven't yet subscribed, hit that little subscribe button down at the bottom. Hit the bell so you get notified every time that we do a brand new episode. And make sure that you get notified when we do our live streams every Saturday night. So, what do we have here? Well, we've got two editions of the BL-Touch. We have the version 2 and we have the version 1. Let me see if I can go to another camera here and we'll see if we can't get a good close-up of that. There we go. So there is the version 1 main board. These, as I said, these come in two flavors. And there is the version 2 main board. When we look at the version 2 main board, there's not a lot there. Let's see if we can get nice. There we go. There's not a lot in there. I mean, you've got your bracket, you've got your BL-Touch, you've got your wiring, and a few screws. And that's pretty much all you need to hook this up to a version 2 board. Now, you're going to find your version 2 boards in your CR10S, CR10S4, S5, the CR10 Pro, and that should be all that you need. Now, in the other version of this, we have, this is for the version 1 boards, and this is going to be for versions of the Creality board that is 1.4, 1.5, 1.3. So this is going to be your Ender 3, your Ender 5, your CR10 Mini, your CR10. So this is what this one would go into. And you can see there's significantly more in this package. What we get in this package is we get a bootloader that's fairly easy to hook up. And we're going to show you that in an upcoming episode when we put this on an Ender 3. So this one comes with a little bit more in the box. Retail-wise, it's $5 more. I think this one retails for right around $69 Canadian. And the one that we are looking at today is the one for the CR10. And it retails, I think, for around $64 Canadian. So there's only a $5 difference. Now, inside, we've got our wiring. We've got our screws. We've got the most important thing, the BL-Touch. It is tough to get out of here. There it is. There's the BL-Touch right there. You can see the BL-Touch is not very big at all. It's actually quite small. And then inside there, we also get a bracket. This is a metal bracket that is designed to fit the BL-Touch perfectly and fit onto your CR10 machine perfectly as well. Okay, so what do we got to do? Well, let's get everything out of the box. And we will go ahead. I'm going to switch cameras here one more time so you guys can see what I'm doing. We're going to just dive straight in and mount the bracket, mount our BL-Touch to the bracket, just like so, and then we are going to run our wires. So we will get going on that right now. Let's just switch cameras. Okay, so where we're going to start is by removing these two screws that hold on our fan shroud. So you just get in there, take out those two screws. Then we're going to take our bracket and we are going to mount our BL-Touch to the bracket. And all we're going to simply do is put in 2 screws, just like so, underneath, and that should hold our BL-Touch in place. All right, so we now have our BL-Touch mounted onto its bracket. We are just going to put the cord in, and then we will attach this onto the unit. Now you can see that there's 2 ends to this cord. One has a smaller plug on it, and then the other end has 2 plugs on it. The 2 plugs are going to go into your control box, but this small plug is going to plug in right at the very back of the BL-Touch, and it will lock into place once you're in there. It'll only go in one way, so make sure that you put it in correctly. And now you're ready to assemble that onto your machine. We're going to start with our top one. Put that nut back in there. Grab our Allen key. Find the hole. Line it up and just get it started. Don't tighten it all the way down at this stage, because we're not quite where we need to be yet. So we're just going to now put our second screw in. There we go. Once you have both screws in, you can tighten it down. And that's really the easy part of putting in the BL-Touch. Now you'll want to make sure that you don't have any tangles in your cabling. So you want to make sure that your ribbon cabling is nice and flat so you can run it along your axis so that it can get back and into the box of the machine. All right, so we've got our BL-Touch cable here. We're just going to open up our BL-Touch, or we're going to open up our control box now. We're going to have to remove the power supply, get it out of the way so that we can plug this in. So what we're going to do first and foremost is just get rid of our... So now we're going to go ahead and open up the control box so that we can get inside and I can show you exactly where we need to plug this in. All right, so we are now inside the control box of our CR10S, and we are going to take our connections, which we just pulled through the grommet in the back, And we have a couple of places that we have to go here. First, we have to unhook the Z end stop. So we're just going to move that out of the way, because this is now going to become our Z end stop. We're going to take that little 2-prong plug, and we're going to plug that into the Z stop. So there we go. Now, the other end of that cable, we are going to go and plug this into pin 11 on our main board. And you'll find pin 11 right back here. I guess you guys can't see that with my fingers in the way. You're going to find pin 11 right back here. It is going to be the second row up. I believe that's the way that it is. Yes, second row up. And then we're just going to install that on pin 11 and then button up our case and put it all back together. In 3, 2, 1. Okay, so we got a laptop here. We've got our BL-Touch hooked up. We've got some light on our BL-Touch. And we've got our box connected to our computer via the USB cable. Now, what you need to do is you need to go and have a look here at this website. This is the Creality website. I'll leave a link in the description below. If you are hooking this up to a Creality CR10S, there is source code available, and again, I will leave a link down below so you can go ahead and find this. Now, the bad thing about this is that there is no documentation on how to do this. They do have documentation included with the version 1, but they don't, for whatever reason, on the version 2. So just be aware of that. So I've already downloaded it. So we're going to go ahead and just head over to our laptop here, and I'm just going to upload the firmware. I'll give you a close-up of the screen here so you can see what's going on. Right now, it's kind of ghosted, and it's a little dark because we are just using USB power, and we're going to go ahead now and just upload the new firmware. With any great amount of luck, we will have this firmware not give us any errors. Now, I've pre-compiled it, so I know that there are no errors in compiling, but we want to make sure that our bed or our board already has a bootloader on it. A lot of times these boards don't have bootloaders on them, and if they don't, then you're going to have to obviously put one on, but I believe this one has a bootloader. I think I've done some work with it in the past at home. So I think I did put a bootloader on this one just to be on the safe side, and we are uploading some brand new firmware. Now, this is firmware from Creality. So this is still an older version of firmware that they're using. They're not using 1.1.9. This is based on an older version, but it will work just fine with your CR10S. So be aware of that. So we're uploading now. We should be all uploaded in just a couple of seconds. Once we are, this screen is going to change, and we'll go back to that because it should reboot. It should send a message down saying that it will reboot. And then we'll go ahead and plug it in if everything has uploaded correctly, and we will move forward and show you how that BL-Touch works on the CR10S. All right, so you're going to know if you've got everything correctly uploaded if you see the following screens. I'm going to turn it on here. There it is. And there we go. So we are reading 22, 21 degrees on our hot end and bed respectively. We see here now that it says CR10S ready. and we are CR10S300. If we go into the menu system, let's see how that's changed. So we'll go down to prepare, and we see we have a bed leveling option there now, and we can hit that. So here it's going to run its auto bed leveling routine, and you can see there it's going down, making contact, and then coming back up. We're going to see how well this does. After it's done, it's 9 points. So by default, this is set to 9 points on the bed. You can set it for more if you like. I like having a little bit more. It doesn't really cover the whole bed. You can see there it's kind of just going to the end of its travel, not even really going to the end of its travel before it makes that that last stop on the far right. And that's its sequence. So it will go back to the center of the bed when it's stopped. Well, there you have it. Not too hard to install, not so many bumps in the road, but you do have to play around with your Z offset. Once you've done that, after you've installed the firmware and you set the Z offset correctly for the type of hot end that you have on there, right now on this particular machine, we have a Micro Swiss all metal hot end for the CR10, and we had to play around with the offset, do a little baby stepping, and get it to print just right. But now it's printing, and we'll give you a look at that as it starts its print. So it's putting down that perimeter really nice. We've got a nice even line all the way around. And now it's going to go ahead and start doing the main body of the Lucky Cat. That's what we're printing here now. Once the Lucky Cat is done, then of course we will show you some pictures of that at the end of this video. But yeah, it looks like it's going to do just fine. I think that once the printer is finished and the Lucky Cat comes off, we'll have a look at the bottom, we'll take some pictures, and we'll include them here in the video, so you guys will see some come up here at some point in time. For now, I want to thank Spool 3D for allowing me to use this space each and every week to bring you guys the show, and I also want to thank you guys for tuning in each and every week and joining me on Saturdays for our live streams at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. We're always there to answer your questions about 3D printing. So if you're new here and you got something out of today's video, by all means go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also go ahead and ding that little bell so you get notified every time that we do a brand new episode. There's a link down in the description if you're looking for some of this fine, fantastic merch that I'm wearing. We've got coffee cups, t-shirts, what else? We got tote bags and hoodies as well, both in purple and our dark gray. Go check it out at our Teespring store. And we are so very close to hitting 10,000 subscribers, and I want to thank you guys for hanging in there with us and being a part of our community. Now, if you're not a part of our community over on Facebook, make sure you go over there as well, because every once in a while we hold little contests and we give some stuff away. So you want to make sure that you do that. Again, I want to thank Spool 3D. Without them, we wouldn't have this space again. Like I said, remember that they've got everything that you need, from filaments, upgrade parts, and of course printers of all types. Check out their website today at spool3d.ca. Print it right, print it with Spool 3D. Well, that's my time for today, and we'll see you guys on the next one. So just remember that the first layer is always your foundation to a great print. Let's get back to seeing how that thing is printing.